G'day cheeky dogs, today I'm going to be showing you all the hidden details and Easter eggs in the Bluey Season 3 episode Turtleboy.
This episode of Bluey is called Turtleboy.
And of course, this is one of the most amazing Bluey episodes out there. It's the first time that we have had a deaf character in Bluey. They are using Auslan, which is Australian Sign Language. There's just so much information with it all that I can't wait to share with you. And the fact that Turtleboy is also real. For real life, I also went there. I'll have a whole separate video about us visiting the actual location and seeing Turtleboy in real life, which was just so cool.
Oh, it's a Turtleboy.
Oh, some kid must have left it behind.
But this video is about the episode specifically and all the hidden details in it. So let's roll the intro and get into it. G'day cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Australian currently living in America. Now, as I mentioned, they use Auslan in this, which is Australian Sign Language. There are 62 different hand shapes and even more spelled out. And they actually worked with Deaf Connect Australia, specifically with a family that has a hearing mum and a deaf son, to make sure that they got this episode correct. And Joe Brum has even said in interviews that this would never have happened. They didn't actually have the budget to create all this new animation.
You know, we don't get any extra budget for EPs, and you know, to cover Auslan was obviously going to increase our design, what we needed, the amount of hand shapes we needed to design by more than tenfold.
And it was basically down to two specific people on whether or not they wanted to do the extra work to make this happen. And of course, they said yes. And those two people are Claire Renton and Trudy Monteith. And of course, without them, we wouldn't have this episode.
You know, we're going to get all the glory, but you're the ones that are going to have to do all this extra work. And both of them didn't bat an eyelid. They said, yeah, we'll do it. They're the kind of, if anyone's going to be like congratulated, it's them.
As well as Liberty Doherty, who is the head of like children content creation at ABC. She's actually the one who asked Joe Brum whether or not he has done an episode yet about a deaf child or someone using Auslan, and that he should.
The boy was great. You know, I'm not going to take any credit for that. Libby Doherty at the ABC, she planted that seed of including, you know, an Auslan and how much that would mean to you know, a bunch of kids.
And that's how we got Turtleboy. Some other really cool stuff as well is the fact that Trudy Monteith, one of the animators who went above and beyond on this episode, actually released a whole hand chart so that you could see all the different shapes that Dougie uses, and the fact as well that they use 4 fingers and not 5 fingers, so that's why they have to like spell out some words, and it's quite funny because like Dougie's mum counts to 5 and 6, but she doesn't have the fingers for it.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So it's kind of like a little jokes there, but you can look at this hand sheet as well if you'd like to learn some Auslan too. Now, let's talk about Dougie and his mum and some of the specifics with those characters. So these are the first ever like mixed breed dogs that we've actually seen in Bluey. They are Cavapoos or Cavoodles. So it's basically a mixture between a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and a Poodle. And Dougie's mum actually has like inspiration from a real life character. She was inspired by Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag with like her hair design. But of course she is voiced, however, by Miranda Tapsell, who is a famous Australian actress. She's also the second voice actor who is a First Nation voice actor. She is Aboriginal Australian, and the first one was Maynard. But something really cool is that in real life, Miranda also has her own Cavapoo as well. So I love that that just kind of like worked out perfectly, that that's the character that she also played in Bluey.
Oh wow, someone must have left him. Yeah, you can play with him.
Now, as I mentioned, Turtleboy and the park is real. It is a real life location. There is a real life Turtleboy as well. It's in Benjamina Place Park in the Gap in Brisbane, which actually is quite close to where Joe Brum lives. It's also close to where the school that Bluey's school is based off. And it's just such a cool thing that this is like a real life thing. And as I mentioned, I will have a video up for that. Once it's finally out, I'll leave a link for it up here as well. Now, the next thing I want to talk about though is, I guess, aside from Turtleboy, is Cat Squad, because there's actually some really cool stuff with Cat. So Costa Kassab, who designed the Cat Squad, actually released out on his Twitter the names of the characters being Cleo, Cooper, and Kate. However, in the show, they say Catty, so maybe that's like the superhero name. But of course, a lot of people believe that this is a parody on Paw Patrol. Everything from like the music, the fact that the characters like dress up as superheroes, but more importantly, the fact that they ride motorbikes, and Bandit makes a whole joke about this as well. Now, we do have the full theme song for Cat Squad that was available on the new Bluey album Dance Mode, and the Cat Squad are the ones who actually introduce us to the lesson of this episode. How you behave doesn't just affect yourself, it affects others as well.
What did you learn today, Catty? How I behave doesn't just affect me.
Now, what did I come in here to do?
But moving on from Cat Squad, let's talk about our traditional Easter eggs, because we do have one of them. We have our traditional long dog, and he is hidden so well, like a little turtle himself. He is in the cutscene, he's in the gumnut tree, in a little gumnut himself, with a little hat on too. So it kind of reminds me of like being a little turtle, like he's hiding inside the gumnut and just sticking his head out. We have like a little bit of Aussie references with the crocodiles and the snakes and the little obstacle game that Bingo's doing.
And go! Ah, watch the crocodiles! Ah! And the quicksand! Ooh. Jump the snake!
But of course, Bandit has some fantastic lines and jokes and some little hidden details too. The dance that he does in front of the TV is a lot like the dance from The Office that David Brent does. And of course, he does a lot of dad jokes about the TV, like watching it but not turning it on, and just making Bingo go to the park and her like screaming hilariously.
We're going to the park.
He does also kind of reference Curry Quest as well, because again, that was like a him and Bingo based episode, and again, they have to like get the curry home to Turtleboy's missus.
Okay, Turtle Boy, you've picked up the curry. Now to get home safe to the turtle missus.
So I like that they kind of reference that previous episode as well. And yeah, this is the first episode that doesn't have Bluey in it at all. Chili is also not there, and this only happens again in a later season 3 episode, which is Slide, which of course is not available yet on Disney. Who knows when it will become available? Maybe in a month, maybe in a year. This release schedule for season 3 has been all over the place, but if you do want to see that episode Slide plus 10 other extra episodes, you can only do that in Australia, which means that you need a VPN. I am not sponsored by NordVPN, but I do have an affiliate link with them. This is it here, and I'll also have it pinned in the description box down below, as well as the tutorial video on how to use it so you can watch even more new Bluey episodes. But I want to finish off though on a couple of extra animation details as well. So the best thing I think about this is the fact that Bingo and Dougie basically mirror each other throughout this entire episode, and that's on purpose, of course. It's meant to show that just because maybe you might appear different on the outside doesn't mean that you're actually different on the inside. Both still play the exact same. They still have the same conversations with their parents. It's just done a little differently. I love that we see this not only in like identical scenes, especially with like the spinner scene and the parents running in, but also the fact that they hide Turtle Boy, they want to play with him the same, they want to take him home the same, and the parents' dialogue is almost the exact same thing with "it's not the done thing."
It's not the done thing, mate. His owner might be looking for him.
No, honey, you can't take him home. 'Cause it's not the done thing.
So I really love that they use this as a way to show that, yeah, at the end of the day, all children are the same and they all like to play the same as well.
I hope Turtle Boy's owner comes back soon.
What's that?
I don't want him to be lonely.
So for me, again, season 3B is an amazing set of episodes. It's a 5 out of 5 long dogs for me. So cheeky dogs, let me know down below, how many long dogs would you give this episode, and what was your favorite Easter egg about it as well? I will of course be releasing videos for all of season 3B with lots of Easter eggs and theories and things like that. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that bell for notifications, so you know when those videos come out. But until then, I have picked you cheeky dogs out a few other videos that maybe you would like to watch, and I will see you all in another video. Mwah! Bye!